Back to school for thousands, and already some kids feel stressed.
I'm missing 3 weeks. I'm missing almost a month. That could be a whole unit.
Alberta's other unions say since teachers can't strike, they might.
We will begin the process of organizing towards a potential general strike in Alberta.
Plus, Calgary's new mayor and council are sworn in. The top priorities for a new team.
Action on housing is going to be action on public safety, addressing affordability.
And some exceptional Canadian art up for auction.
This painting behind me is expected to fetch between $400,000 and $600,000.
A sneak peek of a special collection. Some pieces on display for the first time in decades.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Tara Nelson.
Hello, and thank you for joining us. Students returned to their desks today for the first time in over 3 weeks. But there are already plans for students to walk out of school campuses in support of teachers. The HEA's contract negotiations were shut down by government legislation, which included the notwithstanding clause. Now, other union leaders say momentum is building for an historic general strike in our province. Here's Stephanie Thomas.
After 3 weeks away from school, kids have gone back to class, and some are worried for their teachers who were forced back by the province.
We care a lot for these teachers.
Public education.
They, we're in grade 12, so these teachers have been with us for just most of our lives, and we want to show our support for them.
Other students are worried how they will make up what they have missed during the teacher strike.
I'm missing 3 weeks. I'm missing almost a month. That could be a whole unit. That could be maybe a whole section on the diploma that I might not have that extra knowledge that I need to get the grade that I want.
Thousands have signed a petition for the January diploma exams to also be cancelled. The Calgary Board of Education is waiting for Alberta Education and Childcare to decide. Alberta's Education Minister told CTV ending the strike was necessary, as was using the notwithstanding clause to limit teachers' rights.
Guided by what's best for students, we firmly believed that this was the right approach to ensure students return and remain in class where they belong, where they need to be.
Now that any further job action by teachers would be illegal, other union leaders say they are preparing to mobilize.
We will begin the process of organizing towards a potential general strike in Alberta.
Leaders of Alberta's labor movement aren't saying when they will take job action. In the meantime, members are encouraged to support recall campaigns against the education minister and make efforts to topple Danielle Smith's UCP government. Students are also starting to rally against the province.
The teachers tried to stand up for us, and they wanted to accommodate us and make our education better, but they've been ignored, and we feel that it's now our time to fight for what we believe is right.
And Stephanie joins us from Central Memorial High School tonight. So Stephanie, what are Alberta students planning?
Tara, there will be a province-wide student walkout that begins tomorrow morning. We've been notified from at least 24 schools here in our city that high school students will be participating, but we're also learning of communities in the surrounding southern Alberta area that also plan to take part, and of course in the capital region as well. Now, the province says that work to improve classroom conditions begins right away. It has launched the Classroom Size and Complexity Task Force. It will collect data, and it's asking schools to count the number of complex needs students, as well as English language learners, refugees, and Indigenous students per classroom, per school. School boards have a deadline of November 24th to come back with the data, and we've also just heard as well, Tara, from the Alberta Teachers Association that they applaud this step as it favors conditions that teachers were asking for, but is disappointed that it wasn't a part of the decision-making process for the task force. Tara.
Okay, Stephanie, thank you. So far, the Chief Electoral Officer has only approved one recall petition. It's for Education Minister Dimitrios Nicolaides. He's the MLA for Calgary-Bow. Today, we asked Service Minister Dale Nally about other recalls. He says he believes 12 MLAs are being targeted.
Listen, we've known for a while there is a left-wing group that is weaponizing the recall process. They're targeting 12 of us. That was not the intent of recall.
Nally says the intent of recall is for MLAs who behave egregiously or commit an indictable offense. A list of conditions must be met before a recall petition is approved. A new survey shows Albertans are not happy with the province over the handling of the teachers' strike, and the Smith government is losing support because of it. New numbers from Leger suggest voters are turning away from the UCP, but the party would still likely win an election if one were held today. Tim Brooke breaks down the math.
61% of Alberta voters feel the province is headed in the wrong direction, according to a new poll. That's 10 points higher than in May. And there's reason to believe one thing in particular is driving the dissatisfaction.
That's not surprising. Much of that, I think, has been due to the teacher strike.
Leger's Government of Alberta report card polled voters in early October, just as the labor dispute was beginning. Its findings suggest most Albertans believe teachers are handling the situation better than the government.
So when you listen to the government, it's about salaries. When you listen to the teachers, it's about the student experience, and the parents are buying the student experience.
Leger's numbers say that if a provincial election were held today, the UCP would still win, but its gap with the NDP is shrinking. Some of that is due to the party leaders, with Naheed Nenshi now polling 5 points higher than Danielle Smith.
She says one thing, and behind our back, she's doing another thing.
I don't think of a lot that makes me happy.
Just her response to education in general. It's just kind of crappy.
The momentum is shifting in a very big way, and Albertans are saying, look, if we want better, we got to elect a better government.
One ousted UCPer believes Smith is inching the Conservative brand in the wrong direction, and that previous talk of an early election call when Smith was riding high in the polls is now being given a rethink.
The UCP has really become a party of division, and they've pushed themselves to the extreme. The PC voter has been pushed out of that party.
No one from the UCP caucus would grant CTV News an interview Wednesday, but a statement sent acknowledged the difficult current situation. It says parents and teachers were impacted and stressed during the strike, and the party recognizes that. That's why it passed Bill 2 to restore stability for families across Alberta. The next provincial election is slated for October 2027. Tim Brooke, CTV News, Calgary.
Leger's survey polled 1,045 voting-aged Albertans. Because it was an online survey, no exact margin of error can be calculated. Leger says it would be no greater than 3% 19 times out of 20. Fire has heavily damaged multiple homes east of Calgary. A home under construction was engulfed in flames when firefighters arrived in Conrich early yesterday morning. Rocky View County says flames extended to 2 neighboring houses, and 2 more properties received moderate damage. No one was hurt. The cause remains under investigation. Crews from Rocky View County stations in Balzac, Langdon, and Springbank fought the fire with help from Chestermere firefighters. The owner of a popular restaurant in Drumheller is facing serious allegations of sexual assault. RCMP say 4 people have now come forward accusing Bernard Germain of abusing them years ago when they were minors working for him. Terry Fikowski is in Drumheller with more on the charges tonight. Terry.
Tara, Bernard Germain is facing a total of 11 sexual abuse allegations. It's news that has rocked this tight-knit community, as both he and his restaurant are quite well known here in southern Alberta. Germain is the owner and chef at Bernie and the Boys, which was featured on the hit television show You Gotta Eat Here in 2013. Earlier this month, a 59-year-old man was charged with sexual assault and sexual interference after a woman reported a series of assaults that allegedly happened when she was under 16 years old and a staff member. According to court documents, the accusations stem from incidents in July and August 2017 and June 2019. RCMP announced more charges Wednesday after 3 more people previously employed by Germain came forward with similar accusations, but police would not reveal their genders or their ages at the time of the alleged incidents. In June of 2022, Germain's Facebook account posted a call out to the community for parents of teens 14 years and up looking for work, and residents say the restaurant is a popular place for youth to find work over the summer.
There's always the possibility of more victims in regards to these matters, and we do encourage, if there are any more victims, to come forward, and our members here will investigate
Jermaine has been released from custody and is set to appear in court on charges of sexual assault, sexual interference, and sexual exploitation on November 21st. Today, his wife told me that the restaurant does remain open, and she hopes that the case will play out in the justice system and not in the court of public opinion. Tara?
Thank you. Calgary police have upgraded charges to manslaughter after a deadly fight outside a McDonald's restaurant last week. Two men, both in their 70s, got into a fight in the parking lot last Tuesday. The injured man, Kwak Lung Lau, initially declined medical attention but was taken to hospital a few hours later, where he died. 79-year-old Chu Man Yoon is now charged with manslaughter. The suspect was originally charged with aggravated assault. Calgary Police Service members say inadequate staffing numbers are leading to safety risks, poor response times, and overall burnout. Tyson Fedor is outside the District 8 office tonight. And Tyson, this is coming from an internal survey that was conducted just this past summer.
Tara, only 11% of those surveyed on the service say that the service is actually adequately staffed. That's down from 14% just last year. Now, if you break those numbers down even further, only 6% of those surveyed who are frontline officers believe that there is enough staffing at this time. But some of those officers are actually suggesting the service is operating at 60% rather than 100%. Now, support for leadership is also improving, up to 36% from just 30% last year. Mark Neufeld resigned as chief back in May, with Katie McClellan taking over. Some employees expressed cautious optimism regarding the new leadership, noting appreciation for their increased visibility and engagement. However, there are concerns regarding nepotism and unfair promotions that were not based on merit, specifically the appointment of the deputy chief. Now, the survey also found that 65% of employees are likely to remain with the CPS over the next year, while 39% are likely to stay over the next 5. Many sworn members say they plan to retire within the next 5 years. 1/3 of civilian members say there's no room for advancement and plan to leave. But overall, employee morale has trended upwards for a third straight year. The chief does say the service is understaffed.
We continuously have to move our resources around when we have busy days, 7 days a week. And so, as you alluded to, we're working hard with the commission to come forward with a budget. There will be a lot of asks for additional sworn members because the short answer to your question is we are understaffed on the sworn side.
Now, more than 1,600 staff were surveyed in the 2025 CPS Employee Engagement Survey, with 49% response rate. Tara, it took place over 6 weeks back in July and August.
Okay, Tyson, thank you. The new Calgary City Council is being sworn in tonight at a ceremony at City Hall. This is a live look at the proceedings happening in the council chamber this hour. We're looking at Calgary's Poet Laureate making a presentation this evening. There are 11 new members of council, including Mayor Jeremy Farkas. 4 incumbents were re-elected. The mayor will make some remarks after all members have been officially sworn in tonight. And Jordan Canagan is just outside council chambers this evening. Jordan, after the formalities, it'll be right down to business for this council.
And Tara, the swearing in makes it official for Calgary's mayor and new council, and they get to do that in front of family members and friends, as you mentioned, in the council chambers right behind me. That is set to get started any second now, but they won't have much time to catch their breath before it is down to business. Before that, though, today it was picture day for the new group on the steps of Old City Hall. They're all transitioning into offices there and hiring staff, and they only have a few weeks until deciding a major decision, the budget. Also at the top of the list of priorities for many councillors, repealing blanket rezoning, and some say improving accountability and transparency, big issues as well. And with 10 of the 14 councillors being rookies, it will be a big learning curve for many. It also means a big change for the makeup of council itself.
There's a whole renewed sense of optimism, I think, at City Hall. Just between the councillors and the new mayor, even from residents of Calgary when I'm talking to them, you know, the old council, let's be honest, was a little fractious and contentious.
First thing's going to be budget, and that's how Calgarians' priorities will manifest. It's going to be action on housing. It's going to be action on public safety, addressing affordability, all of those things that we heard through the course of the campaign.
Now, there's still a lot of organizing for this new council to do, including figuring out representation on each of the city's committees. The very first official meeting in council chambers will be happening on Monday. Tara?
Thank you, Jordan.
You're watching CTV News, Calgary.
You have one last chance to choose Alberta's next license plate. 2 plates are left. The finalists include a picture of the foothills with a pump jack and ranchers. The other is a moraine lake with the Rockies. The new plates also feature a wild rose flower and a new slogan, strong and free. The competition wraps up November 5th. You can vote at alberta.ca/pick-a-plate. Let's bring Daniela now with our first peek of the forecast. It was warm today, lovely, but really windy out there.
So windy. Hair, hats, Halloween decorations all over the place today. It was gusty in the city. 61 kilometers per hour was the maximum gust so far, but check out south of the city in the 90s for Pincher Creek, Crowsnest Pass in through Lethbridge, and into the 70s for Medicine Hat. So we talked about today being a windy day. The good news is this is all starting to calm down. It will still be windy up until about 2 o'clock in the morning. And then we'll notice a calm day for tomorrow. Gusts 33 kilometers per hour at this point, 10 degrees at the airport. Just quickly looking at tomorrow, calm winds, lots of sunshine, and a high of 9. Tara?
Thank you, Danielle. Still to come, the Bank of Canada cuts its trend-setting lending rate. It's not a lot, but could it have the necessary impact on Canada's economy? And Hurricane Melissa continues to churn across the Caribbean. After hammering Jamaica, the storm pummels Cuba. That's next. If you have a news tip, you can text us at 10400. Welcome back. Uncertainty was the theme when the United States announced tariffs at the beginning of the year, but it is now clear tariffs are creating significant challenges, and Canadians need some relief. The Bank of Canada has once again lowered its key lending rate, but it's only a small move in the big changes necessary to boost the economy. Alicia Fieldberg reports.
As U.S. tariffs and trade uncertainty continue to weaken Canada's economy, another interest rate cut could provide some breathing room for people with variable rate loans.
While this is good news, it's not amazing news, right? Because we've got a lot of headwinds, as Canadians and also as Albertans that we need to address.
The Bank of Canada cut rates for the second consecutive time, taking it from 2.5% down to 2.25%. A move meant to counter economic challenges but keep inflation in check, as Canada aims to reinvigorate local industry and forge new trade routes, something that won't happen quickly.
The weakness we're seeing in the Canadian economy is more than a cyclical downturn. It's also a structural adjustment.
Mortgage experts say it's a good time to buy a home or change your current payment plan.
Good opportunity to refinance some higher interest debts. You can still refinance into a variable rate mortgage. And that does help your overall cash flow as well by eliminating some higher credit cards and car loans and things like that.
Those not impacted by the interest rate drop must find other ways to manage challenges, including the cost of living and Alberta's high unemployment rate, especially for young people.
It's the most boring advice I can offer, but it actually works, is track your expenses. Literally just write it down, because then you become more conscious and intentional with your money.
While tariffs are devastating for the auto, steel, aluminum and lumber industries, Alberta's primarily oil and gas-fueled economy has been somewhat sheltered so far. The Bank of Canada can only do so much to counter the challenges. The bigger moves will come from the federal government.
I think the Bank of Canada cut will help around the edges, but what Albertans are looking for is something much deeper than that, much more structural, that is going to get the economy going again. And that's really about executing some of these big projects.
Alicia Fieldberg, CTV News, Calgary.
Prime Minister Mark Carney and U.S. President Donald Trump faced each other in person for the first time since trade talks suddenly broke off last week. The two were guests at a dinner hosted by South Korea's president ahead of the APEC summit. CTV's Judy Trin reports.
A red carpet welcome for the Prime Minister. As Air Force One loomed on the tarmac, Mark Carney was whisked away for a dinner invitation by South Korea's president. There was no denying who was the guest of honor. Earlier in the day, Lee Jae-myung presented Donald Trump with a replica crown and a medallion representing South Korea's highest honor. Carney and Trump didn't engage each other during the photo op before dinner, but at the table, they pointed to each other in acknowledgement, and Trump briefly locked eyes with Carney after the toast. At the table, Trump said what the Koreans wanted.
We had a tremendous meeting today with South Korea, and we made our deal. We pretty much finalized a trade deal.
That's not the case for Canada, not after this anti-tariff ad.
America's jobs and growth are at stake.
Trump terminated trade negotiations 6 days ago and is threatening adding 10% tariffs on top of what Canada already has.
How was dinner, Prime Minister? You chat with the President at all, sir?
Very good. I had a very good conversation with all the presidents.
We don't know if Carney and Trump talked about resuming negotiations, but we do know that Carney will now focus on talks with Canada's second biggest trading partner, China. That takes place Friday. Judy Trin, CTV News, Gyeongju, South Korea.
The U.S. Senate passed legislation earlier today that would nullify U.S. tariffs on Canada, but that resolution is not expected to take effect.
This is CTV News, Calgary.
Turning now to the latest on the deadly and destructive path of Hurricane Melissa. After tearing through Jamaica as a Category 5, the powerful storm made landfall in Cuba overnight. The storm hit as a Category 3, causing flash flooding and significant destruction across the country. Tens of thousands of people are now isolated in their communities as flooded roads and streets are cut off from access. And there are already deaths confirmed in multiple countries. Let's bring Danielle in now. You've been keeping your eye on this again for us today. So what is it doing tonight?
Well, at this point, it's a Category 1 in the Bahamas. The Atlantic Ocean, though, over 2 degrees above normal. That's very significant. So that's going to refuel this to get up to a Category 2 once again as it starts to make its way along, or alongside, you could say, the U.S. coast. Let's talk about Canada, though, what this means in the future here. So Friday at 3 p.m., that's Halloween night. This is when it will still be a Category 1 storm and will start to impact parts of the Nova Scotia coast and Newfoundland as well. So it's a little early to tell what it will do there, but riptides, storm surge may be an issue depending on the storm track. At this point, it looks like it will be an issue. So that's the update there. Here, we don't have hurricane-force winds, but we certainly had some very strong and dangerous winds today. 94 kilometers per hour is the maximum wind gust in Pincher Creek today, and in the 90s for Lethbridge as well, which is a little higher than what was forecasted for Lethbridge today. Into the 70s for Medicine Hat, and for Calgary, 61 was the maximum wind gust today. It was a very windy day. The warnings, though, have been dropped. The winds are starting to calm down. It will still be fairly gusty up until about 2 o'clock in the morning, and then calm for tomorrow. Southern Alberta, calm winds tomorrow, but the temperatures won't be quite as warm. It did bump up our temperatures into the double digits in some communities, in the teens. Calgary got to 12 today, and we're now at 10 degrees as we start to cool off for the day. 8 degrees in Lethbridge, Milk River, 9, Brooks and Medicine Hat, 5 in Pincher Creek. It was a warm day, but not really, a little hard to enjoy when it's that windy for sure. All right, tomorrow, we are looking at mainly sunny skies. We're looking at calm winds. Temperatures, daytime highs mainly in those single digits because we don't have this strong wind out of the west kicking up that temperature for us. All right, as we get into Friday, big story, Halloween, sunny to kick off the day. Then the clouds will start to roll in, and we do have a small chance of very isolated showers in Calgary, up the QE2, Cochrane, and down Highway 2 as well to Lethbridge. Again, this is a small chance. It won't last long, but you may see a couple raindrops out there around those supper hours. All right, tomorrow, 9 degrees. Same thing goes for Halloween Friday. Mainly cloudy, though, by the time it's trick-or-treating time. That's when we get into our small chance of showers. The winds by then will pick up to about 30 kilometers per hour. That's your Action Furnace 5-day forecast. Midnight tomorrow is the early bird prize deadline in the Hospital Home Lottery. You could win the $1 million Canmore condo built by Spring Creek, plus $25,000 cash. Get your tickets before midnight tomorrow at CalgaryHospitalHomeLottery.com.
The first dementia-inclusive park in Canada, here in Calgary, is being recognized with a special award. The Martin Family Legacy Garden is under construction in the community of Dover. It features elements based on dementia research, such as sensory gardens, special seating, and shaded areas. The park is strategically located next to the Greater Forest Lawn 55+ Society and a block from the Complex Dementia Care Centre at Bethany Riverview. The 2025 Parks Excellence Award was given by the Alberta Recreation and Parks Association. The park is set to open next year. The number of shelter beds for women fleeing domestic violence is increasing across Canada, but growing just as fast is the number of women needing them, and our housing crisis isn't helping. And later, plucked from private collections, pieces not seen in years. We're getting a sneak peek at an exhibition soon up for auction. The housing crisis is impacting those experiencing domestic violence. That's according to a new report by the University of Calgary School of Public Policy. The issue is even more pressing as police report more incidents of domestic violence in our city. Jacqueline Wilson reports.
It's an alarming statistic. Police say domestic violence calls have gone up 3.6% over the last year and up 14.2% compared to the 5-year average. Staff Sergeant Glenn Andruschuk says the most dangerous time is when the victim decides to leave their abuser.
Domestic violence is based on power and control, and when the offender realizes that they've lost power and control over their victim, that is when they escalate their behavior, and it's the most dangerous time for a victim.
It's a period when the survivor is looking for shelter or housing, but a new report by the University of Calgary says that critical escape has a big barrier because of the affordable housing crisis.
For women suffering abuse from their partner, it's more expensive for them to escape.
A tight rental market means survivors might have to go to a crisis shelter.
Women's shelters are finding they have to provide more and more beds because people are not leaving. They're staying for long periods of time. All this is because of the housing crisis. People cannot find a place to live, so they're stuck in these shelters.
The report shows the number of shelter beds available has increased 48% in Canada from 2016 to 2023, while Calgary's capacity has increased 95%. But advocates say even more is needed.
Demand for our crisis shelter continues to remain high. We regularly operate at full capacity. We continue to see the need in our community, and we're thankful in 2023 that we were able to open our new crisis shelter where we doubled capacity.
Say Domestic Violence Prevention Society is calling on Calgarians to do their part by being there for victims.
It's really important that whomever is experiencing the domestic abuse, they get to be the person that decides what happens in their lives. And so I think that part of empathetic, non-judgmental listening is saying, what is it that you want here? How can I help you?
More tips on how to be a better support to people experiencing abuse can be found on their website, sayjust.org. Jacqueline Wilson, CTV News, Calgary.
There are a number of resources in Calgary for victims, including the Domestic Violence and Abuse Help Hotline, 403-234-7233. If you are in immediate danger, call 911. The Women in Need Society has inked a 2-year partnership with ATCO that will see the nonprofit receive over $120,000 in benefits from the energy company. As part of the deal, all 7 WINS locations will use ATCO Energy in exchange for a partner discount. The two organizations have worked together for years and wanted to take another step forward in the relationship. The president of WINS estimates the savings will let them help 500 more people a month.
This is a really hard time to live in our city. Rising costs are causing people to really go to places for help and support that they've never need to visit before.
As part of that partnership, WINS International Women's Day event will be held at ATCO's sister company, Blue Flame Kitchen. Well, this gives new meaning to turning the other cheek. It's just one performer, or is it? Double the attraction on a classic song. Some of Canada's most iconic masterworks are hitting the auction block next month. But before they go under the hammer, a multi-million-dollar collection is making a stop in Calgary. Mark Villani reports on the rare exhibition giving art lovers a chance to step inside a world-class gallery experience.
Inside the world of high-end Canadian art, masterpieces like these can fetch a pretty penny.
This painting we're offering at between $800,000 and $1.2 million.
But this week, Calgarians are getting a free front row seat.
We're very fortunate to feature an incredible selection of artwork by many of the highly celebrated historical and post-war artists in Canada. Many of them are appearing on the market for the first time.
This exhibit at Norberg Hall features masterpieces from Jean-Paul Lemieux, Lauren Harris, along with works spanning the entire career of Emily Carr. But the crown jewel is this Jean-Paul Riopel abstract.
You have such a mixture of different styles in this work.
It's valued at around $1.5 million. The collection is on display before heading to auction in Toronto next month, with Calgary playing a key role in Canada's art scene.
You have such a wealth of collectors in this city who have a high level of interest in these works of art, and we also routinely collect major consignments from Calgary as well.
Meanwhile, the showcase is also a chance to celebrate local talent.
And this is the drawing.
Jarvis Hall has an attention to detail like no other. The Calgary man is world-renowned for framing and gilding iconic pieces of artwork.
Juan Miró, Picasso, I've framed Andy Warhol's, I've framed all of the group painters from Canada.
Using techniques dating back to the Renaissance, it's a labor of love that takes precision, passion, and time.
I'm working on a frame now that has 220 hours, and it'll be almost another 220 hours to go.
And from the frame to the finished canvas, each piece tells a story of craftsmanship, history, and heritage.
It really is in many ways like a museum viewing.
Mark Villani, CTV News, Calgary.
All of the works at Norberg Hall are on display Thursday to Saturday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. before they head to auction in Toronto on November 26th. Wow, some amazing pieces in there.
Yeah.
Okay, today's trending is all about music, so we're going to start things off with a flashback from the 70s. When you got the moves, you got to show them off. I don't know if this is a Halloween costume, but they remade the video. This is Ben and Zara channeling the Bee Gees and staying alive with this
song. They got the clothes.
Yeah, they had the, well, they did it all. It was perfect.
But look how much fun they're having.
I know, that's so cute.
Oh.
Well, if you can't find someone to sing a duet with, do it yourself. I don't know what the tiny hands.
Wow.
That's pretty good. A little creative face painting, and Miriam's able to sing both parts of Summer Lovin' from the movie Grease. No problem.
I've seen her other stuff, and she's very good.
She's very clever.
Very good.
Yeah, it is really good.
The hands are funny, too.
The hands are quite funny. Well, there's nothing wrong with singing alone, especially if you have the right mirror. See, you don't need three people. This guy's taking full advantage of the angles. He's lip syncing to an 80s classic. That makes it even better. It's like you have friends to do the whole routine with you.
You have to be by yourself.
Is there anything more fun than dancing in the mirror?
No, no. Right? In the privacy of your own home.
Exactly.
Or the privacy of some change room somewhere.
Yes.
Well, still to come. You thought NVIDIA was worth a lot last month? Shares reached a new high, pushing more exponential growth for the tech giant. The details are ahead in our business report.
Here's your Skywatch weather camera, and it's it's kind of a busy one right now. Look at all that bouncing around. It's windy. It's still windy. It's improving, and it will continue to improve right up until about 2 o'clock in the morning, and that means calm winds for tomorrow. All right, today's high was 12 degrees, so the winds, yeah, it was windy, but it got the temperatures up. So that's the price we pay. 10 degrees is the current temperature at the airport. 7 is what's normal for this time of year. Wind's really a big part of this system, so we're on the outer edge of it. The big system mainly off now into Saskatchewan, and as you can see, on the backside of it, producing a lot of snowfall. It's really created a little bit of instability, so pockets of isolated showers are possible, really from Red Deer down through Medicine Hat area over these next 2 hours, and then that will die out. Look at the maximum wind gusts for today. Over 90 in Pincher Creek and Lethbridge, over 70 in Medicine Hat, and over 60 in Calgary. This is starting to improve, but it will still be gusty up until about 2 o'clock in the morning. 10 degrees right now in the city, 11 in Drumheller, and south of there, mainly in those single digits at this point. All right, your 24-hour forecast brought to you by Action Furnace. Fixed right or it's free. And yeah, gusty till about 2 in the morning. Tomorrow, though, you're looking at lots of sunshine, calm winds, and a high of 9 degrees in the city. A little dance around to some other places. Kelowna 10 tomorrow, Kamloops 11, quiet, partly cloudy skies. Same idea for Edmonton. 8 degrees, and we'll see a good chunk of sunshine in southern Alberta and most communities. 7 degrees for Banff tomorrow, 11 for Drumheller, 9 for Lethbridge and Medicine Hat and Milk River, 7 for Crowsnest Pass. Still fairly on the windy side for Crowsnest Pass tomorrow, about 40 to 50 km/h gusts. All right, midnight tomorrow is the early bird prize deadline in the Hospital Home Lottery. You could win the $1 million Canmore condo built by Spring Creek, plus $25,000 cash. Get your tickets before midnight tomorrow at calgaryhospitalhomelottery.com.
Alberta teachers and students return to class today after the government's back-to-work order. But the labour movement says a lot of issues remain unsolved. Other unions are considering a general strike, and thousands of students plan to walk out of class tomorrow in protest. A new survey shows 61% of Alberta voters feel the province is heading in the wrong direction. But the poll shows if an election were held today, the UCP would still win. And a swearing-in ceremony is underway at City Hall tonight. The new City Council includes 11 new members, including Mayor Jeremy Farkas. Keurig has agreed to a nearly $2 million payment to settle a class action lawsuit relating to its coffee pods. The proposed settlement has to do with a suit alleging Keurig made misleading representations about just how recyclable its single-use coffee pods are. It also follows an investigation from Canada's Competition Bureau, which saw the company agree to a penalty over recyclability claims. The new settlement could see customers get up to $50 each, pending court approval. Without proof of purchase, claims are capped at $7. Keurig says it still denies any wrongdoing or liability. Discount retailer Zellers is planning to make its comeback tomorrow in Edmonton. The opening of the store in Londonderry Mall has been delayed twice already. Zellers says it will announce locations across the country by spring 2026. It will focus on smaller spaces and sell fewer items, opting for clothing, luggage, and home goods, doing away with toys and pharmaceuticals. The retailer says it will keep the focus on low-cost options. Officials in Paris say 2 suspects arrested in connection to the heist at the Louvre have, quote, partially admitted to being involved. The Paris prosecutor's office says it hopes the crown jewels can be returned. The pair faces preliminary charges of theft and criminal conspiracy. They're suspected of breaking into the museum through an upstairs window, while 2 others waited on the street below. The stolen jewels are worth more than $100 million US, and they have not been recovered. Tech giant Nvidia became the first company to be valued at more than $5 trillion US. Here's BNN Bloomberg's Marilla Fernandez.
Only 4 months ago, Nvidia became the first company to be valued at $4 trillion US. Today, it blew past that. Nvidia shares climbed to a high of $207 US today. The company CEO, Jensen Huang, announced this week a plan to build 7 supercomputers for the American government. NVIDIA is the leader in the production of computer chips that power artificial intelligence. Its exponential growth comes despite U.S. export limits on what it can sell to China. Here are the closing numbers for the day. The Canadian dollar is down to 71.69. West Texas Intermediate crude is slightly up to 60.48. Western Canadian Select down over $1 to 47.56, and the TSX lost 274 points today. Those are your business headlines. I'm Marilla Fernandez.
Roller coaster enthusiasts have discovered some information about a new coaster coming to West Edmonton Mall. The old Mindbender roller coaster shut down in 2023 after operating for more than 2 decades. Coaster fans have been eagerly anticipating its replacement, and they spotted pieces of the new track at a West Edmonton industrial yard. Dozens of pieces of orange and green tracks are covered in blue tarps. The amateur sleuth spotted the name Vekoma. That's a Dutch roller coaster manufacturer.
I was driving down the road and saw the track. We had some rumors about the color, and the tarp was blown off. I was able to identify the colors, and instantly I put 2 and 2 together.
The mall says it's thrilled to see excitement from fans, but it is not revealing when the new attraction will open. The Stampeders are now preparing for the playoffs. They face the BC Lions in the Western semi-final this weekend. Glenn has a preview for us next. The Calgary Stampeders travel to Vancouver to face the Lions this weekend. Glenn is back with us. Glenn, it's playoff time in the CFL already.
Tara, the Stamps and Lions hook up on Saturday afternoon for the Western semi-final. The winner moves on to face Saskatchewan. The loser packs their bags and goes home. The Calgary Stampeders had a tough time with the BC Lions in the regular season. The Lions won both games against the Stamps, 52-23 on September 19th and 38-24 on October 4th. The good news for the Stamps, they're on a 3-game winning streak heading into the playoffs.
Confidence is definitely something you can build. Momentum, they've got 6 in a row, though, so they got the same. I mean, listen, we know it's playoff football. I think it's sometimes in playoffs, it's get a pretty good start, get a fast start, get the lead. If you do that, it puts the pressure on you. The other team realizes, this is do or die.
Even though the Stamps and Lions finished the regular season with identical 11-7 records, no one seems to be giving the red and white much of a chance in the West semi-final.
Experts can't play football. It's all about the Calgary Stampeders. It's all about playing the best 3 phases of football for us. And right now, we just preparing. We know what's at stake. We know it's win or go home, so we're ready to play some football come Saturday.
Quarterback Vernon Adams has been in the CFL for 9 seasons, but has yet to play in the Grey Cup. He'd love to get there this season.
Yeah, it matters a lot, man. I think we all play to become champions, so it really does matter, but I can only control what I can control and be the best version of me and be in the make plays mode. Don't do too much. Try to own the ball and move the ball as well.
The Stamps have a lot of players that haven't been to the postseason yet, so veterans will have to lead the way.
It's playoff season a little bit different. It's going to be some highs and lows, but you just got to stay in the middle, keep your composure, and then when it comes down to it, make your plays.
And kickoff for Western's semi-final on Saturday between the Stamps and Lions a little after 3:30 from BC Place in Vancouver. Also, Game 5 of the World Series, Jays up 2-0. How's this for a start? First batter up, David Schneider, home run. Second batter up, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., home run. That's how they got their runs.
That's what we like to see.
Quite a start.
That's what we like. Everybody, Danielle, is thinking about the Jays tonight.
Right? We're getting a lot of amazing viewer photos of some Blue Jays. Check this out. Carol Douglas sent this one in from Wheatland County. I'm going to remove the banner here. That's a stunning shot.
Great shot.
And go Jays. Okay, weather window brought to you by Lux Windows and Doors. Crafting quality windows and doors for your style, budget, and Alberta's climate. Okay, let's head on to the forecast here. Sunny tomorrow, 9 degrees, calm winds, 9 for Friday, Halloween Friday. Clouds will increase closer to those supper hours. Small chance of isolated showers close to those supper hours, trick-or-treating time. And the winds will pick up a little bit as well from 20 to 30 kilometers per hour. So not perfect, but not terrible.
So all the wind that is taking the leaves off our trees, the next couple of days, you can rake them on Saturday because it's going to be a beautiful day.
Exactly.
Okay. Good.
For the second time I'll be raking.
That's right. Thanks for your company tonight. Have a great evening.